Hey folks, hi, Doc South here, bidding you welcome. This video might not be for the squeamish. Um, I know I try to always do positive stuff, and well, this is, I guess, my feeble attempt at trying to convince folks that it's maybe not such a good idea to go around shooting people and stabbing people. It's yeah, it's just a no-win situation, really. You get right down to it. I I I know for a while I was a rescue person. I served down in North Carolina, the city down there, for about 3 years. It was kind of my way of serving, and in a way, I wish I had kept it up because I got to admit I did enjoy that service. And even though at times it was pretty rough, in fact, it was very rough sometimes, um, I I felt like for me it was the thing to do. Um, I think a lot of times you see on TV, I think you get the feeling that there's all of a sudden a sudden pandemic of people getting shot and stabbed, but I don't think so. I think that kind of thing's been going on for about as long as there's been people. And it really, I think, would be a good idea for some of that baloney to stop. In fact, all of it, if possible. I doubt it is possible, but boy, it sure would be good. I can tell you that I went to more than my share of stabbing scenes. I've gone to more than my share of gunshot wounds. The Generally a patient. Let me think now. I want to make sure I get this right. Generally, a patient that has been shot quite often has passed away, or is in, at least in my case. Now, again, other rescue people might beg to differ, but generally, there's a person who's been shot whew, is generally a little more subdued than a person that has been stabbed. A person that's been stabbed seems to be way more agitated, ready to continue the fight, all that stuff. And quite often would, in their delirium, would get into fights with us, which we're trying to help the bugger, and they're still slugging away. Drugs have a lot to do with this too. Yeah, a lot of people get themselves high and then they just don't give a rat's hiney what they do. Or the fight was over drugs for one reason or another. But gunshots, generally the victim, at least what I've seen, seems to be a little more subdued. I think because the injury is perhaps a bit more severe, more instantaneous. And it's either way it stinks. And of course there's exceptions to both rules. But I know I got called one day to a scene where a fellow had been, he had his throat slit. And he was a mean old bugger. Yeah, I'd say he was probably a young man, 25 or so. And boy, the fight was still on with him. Blood squirting out his neck, and he's still swinging. And I know he hit me a few times and was just nasty. God. You almost wanted to go find, I mean, I didn't, but you almost wanted to go find the guy that stabbed him and tell him, hey, he's still alive, go get him. I mean, honestly, he was, oh, God, no, of course I wouldn't do that. But in fact, I think the guy that stabbed him had beat feet. The police were looking for him. And he fought us fought us at the scene, fought us in the ambulance, fought us in the ER. And eventually, after he got himself stitched, I got sutures, a real macho guy with probably having lost at least a pint and a half of blood. He just gets up off the table and walks out onto the out of the ER like we didn't count at all. Miserable guy. Hey, just no one told him he was still in his underwear. he he left. The doctor said, good riddance, he'll live. Oh, God. And again, miserable SOB. There was a lot of times folks that got shot, though, when they got hit, that did tend to throw them into shock, and it was in a lot of cases the gunshot victims we wouldn't get there in time to save them. Other times, though, we did, um, and in all cases, it was usually someone's friend or acquaintance that, in not all, but many of the situations, it was someone they knew who shot them or someone they knew who stabbed them. It's I don't know. You'd think in many cases it was a case where a punch in the nose would have probably sufficed, but no, people got to whip out that heavy weaponry and off they go. Um, I've known of uh, kids that uh, were mad at their parents and maybe shot the father. Um, just utterly amazing stuff. And it's my advice would be is it all comes to no good. The best thing you can do is just don't get in that situation. Just I do whatever you can to get help. To if you've got a problem with someone, maybe start avoiding that person or just get away from it somehow if you can. I don't know. It's sort of sad that we do that to one another. We're not here to stab and shoot each other. We're here to learn to live together and do some good deeds instead of all that other baloney. Sort of a shame. A lot of cases too, drugs are involved. You got to kind of drugs and booze. Um, there was, oh gosh, I mean, sometimes on Saturday night down in that city I was in, Saturday night was look out, mama. Just one thing after another. I would say if you're in a rowdy crowd, it might be smart to just kind of stay away from them if you can, or at least watch how much you drink, and just kind of stay away a bit from the hard stuff. It's it's I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I guess people are always going to want to have guns, and I guess people are always going to want to have knives, and well, sooner or later, one place or another, a fight breaks out. Best to watch out for that, though. That's when the arguments start in a lot of cases, and the drinking starts or the drugs. That's kind of when the trouble begins, or if someone's up to no good, robbing a store or what have you. Okay, so again, I don't know if I even did anything to really be of help with this video, but I just thought I'd get it off my chest. It's not like in the movies. It's down and real. It's people bleeding and dying, and or squirming and dying. It's not good. It's not good. We're not here for that. My opinion. Okay. Alrighty. I just thought I'd pass that on. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever. So be it. God bless us all, friends. Okay? And gosh, if you're mad, just maybe get off somewhere and just get over it if you can. Okay, if at all possible. Smart idea. Okay? See you later. Bye now.